Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This is your boy Thadd.
Jarvis.
Welcome back to another episode of Gift the Gab. I just want to talk about the journey to fatherhood. And the best person for me to have that talk with is my best friend Jarvis. He's been there with me since day one. The first person I talked to when I found out I was little Titus is on his way, so that'd be cool to have it on camera.
It also doesn't hurt that I'm a dad.
That's true. Yeah, that's also very
Valuable resource.
Yeah. we will get to that point, but also he's a dad. Hey, he's a dad. So for me, man, I'm not gonna lie. Finding out that wifey was pregnant was probably a very much joyous moment.
How did she tell you?
How did she tell me?
Yes.
Okay. I remember, but I'm trying to figure out how to tell the story.
I'm gonna tell you how I found out that I was having a son.
Okay.
I looked at my phone, it was a missed call, and I looked at my phone, it was a mixed text message, and I seen a picture of 7 different pregnancy tests, all of them positive, and I knew I was a daddy.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a way to find out. But you know what's funny about that way? Anybody that knows you knows that very much makes sense. That you are terrible with your phone.
This ain't what this episode is about.
True. But very much that if you know Jarvis, that's not surprising. That's how you found out. Let's see. Okay, so how I found out I was even playing Madden 2K. I was playing some game, and she came in the living room. No, babe, what's up? We were talking, and we were just sitting on the couch, right? I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm just like, okay, you're sitting there just watching me play this game, but okay, whatever. I'm thinking she's just reading something, and then I'm playing the game, and she's like, so it's like, Mother Nature ain't came yet, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, that must be a few days ago, ain't it? And she was like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, you good? You need to go to the doctor? Wasn't thinking baby. Baby just wasn't in my head, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, you need to go to the doctor? You good?
Maybe it's some kind of issue.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, you need to go to the doctor. We good? I'm trying to think, what is it? Because she's smiling.
Need some Tylenol?
Right. Right, because she's smiling as she's telling me, so I'm like, okay. Because first of all, I got nervous when she said that, so I'm like, are you okay? And she's smiling, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's not a big deal with her. I'm not a woman. I don't have that body part. I don't know. What I'm saying? It's not my problem. So I'm saying, just playing the game. And she's like, it's been about a week. She's like, I think I'm pregnant. And I can't remember. I want to say I was playing 2K because I want to say I turned the ball over. Just if you play 2K, usually you should press the RB button to decide who pass. I think it's pass and turn the ball over. And I was like, what? I was like, you what? What? Yeah. And she was like, no, I think I'm pregnant. She's like, I haven't taken the test or anything, so I'm not sure. But she's like, I do feel different. And she was telling me all that. And I want to say, she was supposed to, let's say she was supposed to start on a Tuesday. She told me this Saturday. We went and got the test that following Tuesday, and that's when it was official. And then we saw it then, and then she went to the doctor. But for me, it was just, I was hyped. Because we found out sorry if my math sucks, but I want to say we found out in August. Yeah, we found out in August. Because we had planned to start trying in 2020, have kids, ready to come in 2021. But we were just a little bit ahead of schedule. But quarantine.
Quarantine,
quarantine, baby. Home all day. You know what I'm saying? Quarantine, baby. Ain't got nothing better to do. Hey. So. Oh, shit.
Shout out.
Quarantine. But no, that's how it happened. Now Titus is gonna be here. In April.
Say that again.
Now Titus is gonna be here.
Say that again.
He's gonna be here in April.
April showers, baby.
Bruh. Yeah.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, just the process of it is, I already had a lot of respect for women in the first place. Single parent household. I already had respect for my mom. Women in the first place. But seeing a woman literally go through carrying a baby, I'd be feeling damn, how you do that? I really don't get how they go to work every day. I seriously don't get how she goes to work every day.
Bruh.
You got a whole human being sitting there with you. They sapping the energy out of you. Love my son. But it's just damn, how you go to work?
I hit my foot on the corner of our bed the other day, right? And I wanted to call out work. And I teach virtually.
Bruh.
I didn't want are pregnant,
bruh.
like,
And especially like when the baby gets big, it's like literally, I'm like, you are literally walking around a human being just
you are
there, like there.
There's
Like your body is no longer yours.
It's
like how do y'all like? I don't get how. I don't. You know what's weird to me, right? I remember, we used to work at market stores, right? I remember some of them pregnant women would come in the office with heels on, right? I know that's like a very, very small thing. I'm like, how are you wearing heels? Your feet don't hurt.
my feet hurt.
You know, so that's extra. Like that's another human being you carry. That's at least another 10, 15 pounds you carrying with you. You wearing heels in this?
It's like
just walking through the office. I'm just like, what?
It's like strapping a mid-sized turkey on your stomach and then
I'm like, how are you doing this? Wifey job, she had to go from business to business and walk around places. I'm like, you are walking around like.
And she has to be in a good mood because she sees people.
Oh yeah, gotta get in the vibe, Like it's, you know what I'm saying, and in the movies, like I ain't gonna lie, like it's not funny, but it is funny. Like you see them watching a movie, and you know damn well they watch this movie 1,000 times. They have never cried in 1,000 times they watch this movie. But it's just like now you're crying, just like that's just the hormones. It's the hormones. Let it be. Just don't let it be. Don't even do it.
So how has the pregnancy changed your life? Like what looks different from day to day?
Honestly, for me, it's the way that I move, right? And what I mean by that is, you know me. I used to be in a strip club every week, right? You know what I'm saying? Once a month, I'm going to the strip club, those money. Now it's like, okay, we got to think about that. Now we got daycare we got to pay for. We got to buy some diapers. You know what I'm saying? Depending on
DC, baby.
I'm speaking breastfeeding in our life. If that don't work out, you got to do formula. He's a human being, so he could get sick. So that's doctor bills that put forward. That just really makes you realize, okay, you gonna have to move. You gonna have to adjust how you spend your money, right? Because it's no longer just you and your wife in the savings account. You know what I'm saying?
So like, okay, so the way that you move has changed. Like what is like what moments do y'all share now? Like, and I'm asking you this because I've been there, so I want to see. So the way that y'all communicate, and has any of that stuff changed?
I think a lot of times the way that we communicate, a lot of times I do watch how we communicate, and what I mean by that is, me want to be more kinder and understanding of how our relationship is. Yeah, I found some chill. Yeah. So be more kinder in the way that I approach things, because kids are kids, man. You can't be always harsh on your kids, right? So me being more kinder in the way that I speak, I've learned. I might even be nicer. Just being honest, I'm a hard ass. I need to be nicer. The little moments that we have where sometimes I ask a question like, hey, if we're watching TV, right, and I see a kid do something on TV, like, hey, how we handle this situation, right? Like we had those conversations before, but now it's like they're really serious, because this could happen. So I'm like, hey, situation like this, how would you handle it, right? So I'm paying a little more attention to stuff like that. But I would say it's that, really trying to figure out how we're going to be as parents, right, and understanding how we're going to function in that way. And that's, I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just trying to figure out what kind of dad I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So I always told myself I wanted to provide like Uncle Phil.
Okay.
I wanted to be stern and have expectations, and I wanted to be rigid, like Carl from Family Matters.
Yeah.
I wanted to be involved, like this is so weird, but from Damian Wayans off My Wife and Kids, I feel like he was the best TV dad.
Oh, Pops is all. Was it Damian Wayans or My Wife and Kids?
No, My Wife and Kids.
Yeah.
He was a great.
Him and Junior's in like father son
relationship.
Oh man,
that's phenomenal.
Because he knew his son.
But here's the kicker though. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm nothing like none of that shit. Right? So I had my mind.
You really? You said that about yourself?
I'm not, because what I come to realize is,
I think you kind of not give yourself enough credit, but okay.
Oh no, I'm a great dad, a phenomenal father. I wish I was my own dad sometimes.
Okay.
But
there we go. I thought you was humble to this day. No,
I'm still an alpha. I ain't no humble. But no, I'm
telling alpha to be humble is like telling a lion don't eat a deer or a gazelle.
It doesn't. I don't think it works like that.
It don't work like that.
Anywho, so I'm a teacher, so all the bills are paid, y'all. I'm not struggling, but if you want to send me some money, I'll take it. But we don't live in a mansion.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, there are no polo lessons like Carlton had. You feel me? Like, I'm not a judge, right?
No.
So I'm not providing like that.
Oh, you're saying that. Okay.
I'm soft on my son. I'm so soft on him, and that's a little bit of my fault. So he's not necessarily getting that rigid discipline coming straight from me. You feel me? Like, he ain't necessarily getting all that. And I'm not necessarily Michael either, because of COVID. I work a lot at home, right? So that a lot of what I'm saying is I'm doing the best that I know how. You feel me?
I think it's
so
really good.
we're all figuring it out. So I'm telling you and anybody else watching who wants to be a dad, it's okay to have these expectations of yourself. Check, like, comparison is a thief of joy, but however you do want to kind of, if you don't have that strong father figure that raised you as a child, it's okay to compare yourself to certain objects and people that you may know, but don't be disappointed if you're not that. You feel me? Like, I'm saying I'm the best dad that that Christian will ever have, because I am the best dad that Christian will ever have.
Yeah.
Right? You feel me?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna get another one. It's it. It's what he got. You feel me?
I mean, you know, knock on wood. You go tomorrow. I gotta raise him. I'm not Jarvis. I'm not. Yeah.
But he's taken care of. He's loved, and he's taught like how to be a good person every day. And as a father, I didn't know that was truly what it was all about. You feel me? Like, and my experiences. I'm gonna let you finish. I just wanted to say that. So, and this is all about
I'm taking it in game too. So me.
So what personal changes have you started making within yourself, like, to prepare yourself for fatherhood?
That's a good question, man. What personal changes have I taken to myself? One of the definite things I've tried to make personal. A lot of times I do a lot of. I'm not saying I'm not. I've become a better planner, right? Because I feel like with kids, a lot of times with stuff, you have to plan ahead, right? And I know I talked about that financially earlier, but I do mean that not only financially, but I want to be better at planning things, right? Because I understand a lot of times when Thadd is here, like, most of my time is going to be taking care of him, making sure he don't die every day. Like, that's just no, at this point. Like, at the end of the day, being a parent, bare minimum, making sure this child lives to see the next day, right? That's one thing I say definitely right now. I definitely have done a lot of, and I think sometimes I go too far where I want to get all the personal time I can in now, because I feel like once Titus gets here, I'm not gonna get it as much, right? So I've had to also balance that too, because I remember I'm also a husband, right? So even though I am becoming a father,
let me help you out right there.
Yeah.
You're not also a husband. You're a husband first.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, like,
you're also a father.
I'm also, right? But it's like I'm a husband, right? So I need to, in me, like, getting my me time. Remember, my lady needs time too, right? So I think that's something I did kind of go too left with a little bit. I was like, oh, I gotta get my me time, and now Titus is here, I ain't gonna get it. But I remember, like, no, that is, like you said, I was a husband first. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still working on finding that balance personally to try to get there. But for me, it's like I said, for me, I learned that I need to value my time more and prioritizing. Hey, there's things you need to get done, but you got to take care of Titus as your first priority.
And that's natural. So going back to when Whitney was pregnant, like, I know that Ivy was a lot. I love you, boo, but I was a lot nicer when she was pregnant. You feel, because my patience was a little stronger. She didn't do a whole lot of heavy lifting.
Oh, you gotta learn. I see dealing with. You gotta have patience, while you're, because then it's like it's a lot of stuff going on with her. She can't control. I'm gonna be real. There's hormones running place. The human being in her is sapping her energy away. It's a love you, Titus, but I mean, you are, when mommy eats, you eating her food.
You're a parasite.
You know what I'm saying? You sap the energy. I don't put my damn son a parasite. but
ask him personally when y'all get off. He's kind of a person.
Yeah.
I love his little tapeworm to death.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
parasite right now.
damn, that's true. But one thing's like, I have to remember, like, okay, this is the same amount of patience I have to have now.
Yeah.
Is the similar patience I'm going to have when he gets here. So I kind of see this practice. Like, me getting enraged, okay, that is. Sometimes you're the most patient person in the world. You will need to work on that now.
Oh, yeah. So.
He's a little human being.
Right.
A lot of stuff he just legit don't know. So I gotta have patience.
But I'll be honest with you, like, the patient ain't just with your son, it's with your wife. she's going to naturally care about stuff that you don't give a shit about. And she expects you, I'm sorry, if you listen to Lauren, because I know you are, she wants you to care about stuff that you not going to care about. And she wants you to have an opinion about shit that does not matter about to you.
That's marriage.
Amplified when you get a child. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be certain stuff that you're going to have to involve yourself with that you never thought you was going to involve yourself with. And it pertains to your child.
Man, like the birthday parties and
all that stuff. I don't care. But you need to care.
That stuff like now, talking about the baby shower stuff. She be asking me, I'm like, I don't really care.
No, they ain't asking.
Oh, so when it comes to him, you ain't gotta care.
I care, yeah. Orange cups.
I would say I have become softer in this moment, right? Like the little baby clothes, so precious, man. Look at the little baby clothes.
He gonna kill him when he come doing his
Hey, I was actually I was online, right? And I had, you know, on social media, like no matter what, if it's IG, Facebook, Twitter, they'll like
algorithms will show you stuff that you've been looking at.
Yeah, so like
baby clothes all.
I've seen baby clothes. I clicked on. I was actually looking at some shoes. It's like, ooh, Ty's look good in these shoes. I was actually trying to find Thadd some baby Jordan 11s the other day. I found them though. I did find them. I almost bought them, but I didn't do it. Cause I was like,
do you know how expensive those are gonna cost? Cause they ain't dropping baby 11s right now.
That's why I said I didn't buy them.
That's why I did not.
You know, I got a pair of 11s. You don't want my son to be matching me in my 11s.
Yeah, but if you buy them, he'll probably wear them 3 times.
I know.
And you will never
And two most crazy thing is like my mom's always been a supportive mom. You know, shout out to mom. Bruh, every other day it's like new clothes she done buy. I want to say that she had bought him like a little cars. I'm like, Mom, he can't even crawl yet. What is he gonna do with this little car? He was like, well, when he get old enough, he gonna have that grandma's house to drive. Mom, the boy is not even. Mom, he can't even crawl.
Great thought, but can we hold off on it?
Yeah,
he can't crawl.
Bruh, she sent me. She sent us a video of some clothes. And the crazy thing is, she's like, I didn't get all the clothes in the video. I'm like, Mom, blessed thing is that we gonna buy it.
That's real.
That's real. But man, I'm afraid to meet my little guy, man.
Part of it though is interesting because it's like you are so involved in it, but at the same time you're not involved in it at all.
Unpack that.
So you are an integral part of raising your child. This part, the pregnancy stage, where you are an integral part in the success of a pregnancy. We like to feel like anyways. Because you want to make sure that your wife or your spouse or whoever you're with out there,
the mother of the child,
like you want to make sure that she's happy, she's comfortable, she's stress free, all this, that, and the third. And a lot of that is contingent upon what you do and do not do.
I'm gonna ask this question: how many times did you see yourself saying "sit your ass down" during the pregnancy?
In the beginning, like 3 or 4 times a day, and then when she finally got the hint. It became an automatic assumption that I was going to do shit that I didn't think I was going to do.
But the funny thing about that, like in the beginning, it was like, babe, sit your ass down. Like, it's okay. You're tired. Sit your ass down. Now, I ain't got to tell, but can you give me some more water? I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. I mean, of course, like,
you ain't planning on walking down them stairs.
Huh?
You didn't plan on walking down them stairs.
Who?
You.
Well, I mean,
you don't mind.
Hey, look,
but a little bit like.
Look, if I have to give you any piece of 2 cents that I've learned through this journey, you are not carrying the baby.
You're not.
Shut up and do it. Just shut up and do it. Like you are not carrying the baby.
You ain't doing the hard part.
You ain't doing nearly the hard part. So if I gotta walk downstairs to get some water. I'd rather walk downstairs to get the water than to carry the baby. I'm being real. I have no shame admitting that. You know, I thank God that He made anatomy the way He made it, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, to me, that also was a respect thing. I'm just like, you are functioning every day. You are going to work every day, and it's almost like to me, I'm like, how women only get? I think they only get like 12 weeks. Not 12 weeks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think
What?
12 weeks of maternity they get, or 9 weeks?
Ain't it 9? 8?
9, 8.
Whatever it is,
It ain't enough. It ain't enough. I know that I was getting to. It ain't enough. I was like, 3 months is all you get? I was like, oh,
I want to say it's 2. It's 8 weeks of maternity leave.
Man, shit, to me, they ain't a year.
Yeah.
Really, to me, a year.
Yeah,
I mean, just be real, like, I mean, I don't say you're something like a woman, but to me, I would imagine the woman's body goes through a lot during that process, right? Like, I feel like there is a legit amount of recovery that you, not only physically, but, mentally too, because, postpartum is a real thing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like they don't
I
feel like they don't get time to deal with that. That's in my opinion, right? Like, you're getting that, I think, but let's say it's, let's say 2 to 3 months, right? They say they get 2 to 3 months. Even with those 2 to 3 months, we're as a unit so focused on taking care of Titus, she don't even get time to unpack what the fuck she's going through. Right? So it's like, even with that, I feel like, even though that's not enough time, because you're not really giving them women enough time to.
And the unfortunate truth is, a lot of time women are made to go back to work when their bodies are nowhere near healed.
Right. Yeah. And hormones still all over the place, I'd imagine.
Physically, she's not there. Mm-hmm. Like, shit ain't went back to where it need to be yet.
Right.
Like
that's an ugly. It's not fair. Like, I just couldn't like I said, I don't get how women function being pregnant. I don't get it. It is all power to you. I'm grateful for the woman that I have. Right. Like I said, I'm getting a push present, and like I said, I told all my friends push present has to have a comma in it, because to me it's just like, man, like, to me it's just a lot, bro. Like, it's just so good. I look at my wife every day, like, get the body pillow on the guy for bed. Like, just her getting out of bed sounds like a struggle.
The boppy.
Yeah, like her getting out of bed just sounds like a struggle. And I'm just like. I was like, baby, you don't want to just lay there? She's like, nah, I gotta get to work. I'm like, damn, how you? Cause it just like, bro, I'm telling you, I be sitting in the bed, I can hear her get out of bed. It just seems like a lot of work. And I know it's a lot of work. And I'm just like, I wish I was rich so you didn't have to work. So like, I didn't really wish I had the money she didn't have to work, bro.
So my question about that is, like, so how do you plan on channeling? Ultimately, it's gratitude for you to even express that and acknowledge that. Mm-hmm. So how do you, like, we can't repay them for that. No, and shit I can do to let you know how much
all thing I can do they take care of the bills. Why you here? I can take care of the bills.
So part of being a father, in our cases anyway, because we're both married, like, part of being a father is, keeping the household together and being a husband. So, like, how do you think that translates into May and July and June when she's no longer pregnant? So that's
a good question. So me being willing to, when she says she's tired, baby, I got it. Or she's like, hey babe, I ain't go get my hair done. Cool. Or, hey babe, I just need some me time. Go ahead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give her that. I mean, just give her that respect. Like to me, just be a partner to her, right? I think that's ultimately what it is. Be a partner to her. I think sometimes, as men, we can a lot of times think child rearing and taking care of the child is a woman's job, but she was the only one that made the baby, right? So to me, it's ultimately just give her that respect. Like, she wants a break. She deserves a break. She needs time to herself. She did the heavy lifting for 9 months. Like, if she don't want to get up early when Titus is crying, let him have to get up. It's late at night. She don't want to stay up with him. Baby, you pump? All right, I'll feed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just taking that extra shift, doing that extra job. Because, like I said, I physically am not going through anything. There's nothing that's changing with me outside of me becoming a dad. But like, once the baby gets here, her, just like you said, their body's still going to be going through things. So I think it's just being willing to, step in and do the extra work, and also to watch her, right? Like, notice if something's wrong with her, say, hey, babe, let's get some help. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get some help, right? So also being a partner to her and being attentive to that and noticing that. And also, I think it starts off with when you're being in the delivery room, right? Like, she's saying something's wrong with her. Like, I need to be able to say, hey, look, she's saying she's not feeling good. Something's wrong. Take care of my wife, right? So I think that also where it comes to.
Which is huge, because I mean, you work in the healthcare industry, so you know that black women are it hurts my heart to even say this out loud.
They don't receive the same kind of treatment because a lot of times when they say they're in pain, they don't see. A lot of times, black women's pain is not taken as seriously as women.
Because we're seen as some fucking every woman that come across the table is LeBron James. And I'm gonna flip it a little bit, and I reveal the woman, and the pregnancy is a lot about her. But like, so what about What about fatherhood that you are looking forward to the most?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. For me, it's everything that I have learned through life, imparting that onto him. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is more than just life lessons. I mean really like a legacy, right? Just like you said, I want to raise my child to be a good person. And I think I look forward to is seeing what the day that he tells me, Dad, this is what I want to do in life, and helping him achieve that. Like whatever that may be. Like if he says, Dad, I want to be the greatest damn barber that ever lived. All right, Dad. Well, you know what? You go to barber school. You know, we had this money saved up for you originally for college. You say you want to go to college school. We'll fund your barber school. And when you get out of barber school, here's some money. Maybe go open up your own shop.
Don't let your son finesse you because it's only take like $12,000 to go to barber school.
I know that, right? I know that, right? And I know people who are barbers too. But the thing is, it's enabling him to do what he desires, right? Like I think a lot of times, and my mom didn't do this the wrong way at all, so I don't want to say this, but I think a lot of times I was raised in a household of college.
Right.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but I sometimes just like there was no other avenue outside of college for me to be successful, right? When I've seen other people who become entrepreneurs, become business people, who didn't need college, right? So my thing is and that's, like I said, back to what you were saying, what I look forward to, helping my child achieve his dreams. Whatever that is, help him achieve those dreams, and also too, I want to make him feel comfortable to share his dreams with me.
So, we're gonna have to inevitably wrap this up. This is a topic that we're gonna always go back and visit because I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had, not just between you and I, but with black men across the nation. We need to talk about fatherhood, what it looks like, and where we need to exchange best practices. But I will say that when I view fatherhood, so I grew up in very adverse circumstances where my father was not necessarily physically with me all the time due to some decisions that he made and some situations that he was put into. Mm-hmm. But then when I look at my friends and my most well-to-do friends, and even if a lot of my friends aren't doing well, but what I can say, I have a working example of their parents. And this is gonna sound crazy, maybe, but they gave their children the opportunity to fail. And what I mean by that is, no one handicapped them. No one told them what they can't do. No one told them that their dreams weren't feasible. People actually asked them what their dreams were. Mm-hmm. People spent that time to invest in their children, and it's the smart way. So if my son comes to me and tells me that he wants to be an engineer, right? Engineer friends, I'm knocking on your door. Math camps, all that good stuff. And if he doesn't become an engineer, I don't give a shit.
Right.
Because
he had the ability to do it if he wanted to.
My obligation to my son is to invest into him so that he can have the opportunity to say that he tried to be an engineer with the help of his parents, and they did all these things to help him get there, and it just wasn't in the cards for him. I can't play God and make him successful at different things because I put my energy and time in it. What I can do is give him the opportunity to see what that looks like and what the investment he needs to take in himself to be successful. So from fatherhood, from that standpoint, it's my obligated duty to make sure that I'm putting my son in a position where if he fails, we go back to the drawing table and say, okay, so what are we going to do next? But it won't be because I didn't necessarily put him in a chance to succeed.
Right? I feel that.
So
I feel that.
If he wants to be the next starving artist, I can't say that I'm gonna pay his damn rent. But we can go to art camps. You feel me? Like drop whatever it is. Yeah. I can't do it. You do it. You feel me? Like, so I think that for me, like fatherhood, especially in the black community, has become this thing where parents but fathers are cut it for a minute. That hurt.
You okay?
Indigestion. You know how ulcers.
Oh, that's right.
One, two, three. So for me, like when I view fatherhood, I view it as something as to where it's merely my job to make sure and let me say this too. My personal opinion, I can show my son what it is to be a responsible adult, right? I can't define manhood for him.
Ooh, I'm happy you said that.
I can't define manhood for him, right? He has to be his own man. The only thing I can do at the end of the day is show him what I think being a man is about and preach the importance of him being a good person.
I mean, to me, overall, my goal would be the dad is like, I want my child to feel, and this is what I say this, right? A lot of times I say things of, if I was to die, well, everybody's gonna die eventually, but when I die, if Titus was to have, if somebody asked Titus who was Thaddeus, O'Neal Franklin as the father, I want him to be able to say, I knew my father loved me. I knew my father, and when I say love, I don't mean that old school black man love, had a roof over my head. I mean my father loved me. He showed me affection. He showed me it's okay for me to cry. He taught me that being a man was not having a penis, but being a good person, right? Like, I want my child to feel like anything I want to talk to my dad about, I could, right? I just want my child to ultimately feel like that. Like, I want my child to see me as the person he knows is gonna have his back. Like, if Titus don't know nothing else about his father, know that your father's gonna have your back. He's gonna love you no matter what.
Straight up.
Like, and that's to me the purest form of it. And I see that in many ways. Like, for example, I remember something me and my pop used to bump heads on, is just the idea of that's another episode. I won't go there now. That's another episode. That's another episode. That was about to unpack something really big.
Some of them daddy issues.
Yeah. I was about to say something.
Boy, we gonna be having a mini series like Trap.
But basically, I just, but for me overall, it's just like I just want my son to know I love him no matter no matter who.
And that's it. You figured out fatherhood.
That's it. Like, as long as he knows daddy loves you no matter what, that's it.
But you have to understand what love is, though. It ain't just me riding your train of bullshit. It's accountability and all that good stuff.
No. To me, when I say love, it's tough love too.
Yeah.
I wish Titus would come up here with a C.
So
look at this video now. Your daddy is telling you right now A's and B's in this house. Okay? Ain't no reason for you not at least to get a B. Like, in school, there's no reason not to get a B. You just go to class and do your homework, get a B. Like, there's no reason. You ain't gotta be a straight A student, but you gonna get at least some A's and B's. Like, dead ass. Like, you just gonna be, sorry, my bad. Had that. They just said that. So what that was, he'll look back and know.
So we're gonna wrap it up. But this is, like I said, this is something that we're going to revisit time and time again, because these are conversations that need to be had in the black community about fatherhood, what that looks like, what our experiences are, what our obligations are. That's it. So what you got?
So you wrap it up with me. We out.
So really what you said ultimately was, what does relinquish mean to you? So like, what does that even mean to you in the first place? And what you want to convey in our show?
So like, relinquish, when I hear that and I think about what you guys have created and what it is to me. So a lot of times when we hear the term, or we feel the analogy of like somebody being shackled or held down to whatever circumstance that is holding them down, we think about the cuffs actually being an exterior force that's right around your wrist. Sometimes you are holding on to those things.
Yeah.
And then when you relinquish it, let it go, you're free, right? So, but that is a process within itself.
You create your own freedom, ultimately.
You're creating your own freedom. The freedom is there. You feel me? Like, there's always going to be outside forces that, influence you to behave as if you were entrapped. That ain't necessarily it. You know what I mean? So, like, when I hear relinquish, you're letting go of things that are holding you down from being free. Like, literally, Erykah Badu bag lady. Like, let the bags go so you can fly. So, that's what I hear when I hear relinquish.
That's real, bro. I mean, that's ultimately what relinquish what we try to convey. I mean, ultimately, we're trying to let people know, like, your freedom is really your own. The freedom is there for you to obtain. The freedom is there for you to get it, but you have to let go so you can be free and fly away.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, just what you said, man.
Absolutely. So even when I think about what it is that we are in the journey of where we're trying to create, and this is a show, and it's so many. Let's not get beside ourselves and say that we're groundbreaking and we're doing something new. It's men talking about issues from a man's perspective. At the end of the day, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
But what I want people to know is that what I hope is different, or what we're even. I hope this isn't different, but I hope what is the message, what you get from us is, well, what we're saying isn't fact, and it may not be fact.
No, it's not fact at all.
It can be based on facts, but it ain't fact.
We're never getting bullshit.
And it isn't the truth, right? This is our truth. This is what we feel to be true. This is what we think is, what is relevant. This is our moral scope.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you have to trust your own truth. You have to believe, you have to find what it is that you believe. And you have to live by that code. And hopefully that coincides with everybody else. And you just doing your part to make this world a better place.
See, this is why you were one of the first people to take pictures of. You explained it perfectly. But no, I mean, bro. I mean, I definitely do feel you in that. Like, ultimately, what we want people to get from Relinquish is really what you think it is. I mean, honestly, ultimately, it's about being free.
Right.
So, whatever your idea of being free is, that's what it's gonna be.
So you gotta understand that Relinquish is, as far as what you guys built, like you got to go straight to the source for that. But use Relinquish as a term, as a word, as a lifestyle. That ultimately, I'm telling you to use that to set you free.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we need.